Stay tuned for a special World Series flyover by the United States Navy VFA 122 Flying Eagles and VFA 125 Rough Raiders. And at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps. Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome Grammy Award winner, Verve Music Group recording artist, Ms. Natalie Cole.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, and the rocket's red glare.
Wonderful job by Natalie Cole as we prepare for the start of game number 4 here in San Francisco. I'm Joe Buck, Tim McCarver in just a moment. Last night we came on the air talking about how it changed now coming up to San Francisco. More of a National League style baseball would suit the Anaheim Angels. Little did we know how well it would suit the Anaheim Angels as they ended up getting 10 more runs on the scoreboard. Get over here. And winning game number 3. I wasn't scared. Were you scared?
No, I was not. I expected it.
Are the Giants scared of what the Anaheim Angels can do with their bats?
Well, the Anaheim Angels have been rampaging around the bases almost at will over the last 2 games. But Dusty Baker and the Giants feel as though they have a pitcher that can stop that tonight in Kirk Reeder, the left-hander. Now, how's he going to do it? He's not going to strike out a lot of batters because the Angels don't strike out, and he doesn't strike out a lot. Kirk Reeder can be the most effective when he throws pitches just off the plate. So if he gets the Angel hitters out tonight, it's going to be on his terms and not theirs.
On the other side, John Lackey, he's already made an appearance in this World Series in game 2. The Angels say, great. He only threw 32 pitches. The Giants say, well, let's see how he comes back after that a few days later and pitches in this game 4.
He was under the intense pressure of the League Championship Series when he worked 7 scoreless innings against the Twins, so he's already tested.
Well, away we go. It is game number 4 here in San Francisco with the Anaheim Angels up 2-1. The Bay Area zone, Grateful Dead, gets us ready for game 4. The Giants are already on the field, ready to take on these Angels in game 4 of the 2002 World Series. Here's the lineup for Anaheim. David Eckstein has been troubled at the top of the lineup for the Angels against the Giants. Then it's Erstad who's hitting everything. Salmon, Anderson, Gloss, and Spezio in the middle. Benji Gill gets the start against the left-hander Reeder. Benji Molina batting 8th. John Lackey pitching and batting 9th.
Giants fans are saying, Kirk Reeder, take the sting off of some of those balls that are being hit by the Angels. That's part of our scouting report tonight. Balls off the plate, he's most effective. They look like strikes, but aren't. He's not a hard thrower. He rarely breaks 87 miles per hour.
Eckstein first up for Anaheim for a team that's hitting .353 in this World Series, .335 overall in the postseason. Attempting to set a record with that team average in October baseball. His pitch one is a strike. Broadcast also available tonight in Spanish by utilizing the SAP button on your television. It's Eckstein, Erstad, and Salmon against Reeder. 0-2. Erstad has hit in all 12 games the Angels have been involved in this postseason. He has been the ultimate number 2 hitter. Eckstein trying to set the table for him. Still 0-2.
Eckstein already appears to be closer to the plate than he has the first 3 games. He was hit 27 times with pitches this year, but a good time to crowd him if Reeder so desires.
Another 0-2 delivery. Another foul ball. Expect to see a lot of the Angel hitters up on the plate against a left-hander Reeder tonight. First look at a left-handed starter in this World Series for Anaheim. The only change to their lineup is Gill batting 7th instead of Kennedy. Inside, Eckstein says it hit him. The home plate umpire Mike Winters doesn't agree, and it's ball 1 instead of a man on and nobody out.
If it hit him, it hit the uniform, and that's what Reeder was trying to do. Brush him back away from the plate.
To the left side for Aurelio. 2 hops, 1 away. There's no doubt that Eckstein was hit by that pitch. It hit the uniform, and instead of getting a base runner to start the night, the Angels ground out. Eckstein during the year was hit by 27 pitches, leading the major leagues. Last year hit by 21 pitches, establishing a major league rookie record previously held by Frank Robinson, who was hit 20 times for Cincinnati back in 1956. If you hit the uniform, that's considered hit by a pitch. Eckstein was on his way down to first. Mike Winters kept him at the plate, and Eckstein grounded out. Ball 1 now, down and away to Darren Erstad. And Eckstein is hot down in the dugout on a cool night. 2 balls, no strikes on Erstad. 12-game hitting streak for Erstad with Salmon on deck. Right now the 3rd best streak to start a postseason career. Trying to add to it. 2-1.
Joe, you talked about the Angel hitters standing closer to the plate, and they will as right-handed batters. The left-handers will be in their normal stances, but the right-handers crowd the plate to take the outside part of the plate away from Reeder.
Here's a 2-1 with 1 out. To the right side for Kent. 2 up, 2 down. Now Salmon, when we talked to Dusty Baker before tonight's game, and you mentioned the name Kirk Reeder, his face just lights up, and he says he'll fight you now. He's a guy that we don't have to worry about being afraid to take the ball in game 4 with the Giants down 2-1.
Dusty's saying outside he may look calm, but inside he's burning.
With 2 out, nobody on, Salmon grounds to third. It's a fair ball. Long throw, Bell. Safe, as Snow could not hang on to the scoop. Had it for a moment, couldn't keep it.
JT snow cone the scoop. It's going to be an error on David Bell for the low throw. Normally, Snow sucks that ball up, but watch how it kind of trickles out of the web of the glove. He had it there, but not there.
So it's an error with 2 out. That's a 3rd error on David Bell in this postseason. And Garrett Anderson has been very good this season against left-handed pitching. Will bat with a runner at first, 2 out. Salmon got down the line rather well on that ground ball to the right of David Bell.
He did.
Bothered by a sore hamstring earlier in the postseason. That's low, and it's 2-0.
He did, especially for a guy who's going to undergo a knee operation 3 days after the World Series.
Anderson takes low. It's 3-0 with the red-hot Troy Glaus on deck.
Lefty against lefty. I do not think Anderson will be swinging here. Not with Glaus on deck. Swinging a red-hot bat.
3 balls and a strike. Anderson, a .291 career hitter against left-handed pitching. This year overall, hit .284 against lefties. Looking for a pitch on 3-1. Up the middle, a base hit. Salmon will turn and go to third. It's first and third with 2 out. An error, a base hit. And here's another scoring chance for Anaheim as Troy Glaus walks to the plate.
3-1 pitch, middle of the plate, back through the middle. Jeff Kent was shading Anderson toward the hole at first. An easy base hit. And Salmon easily goes to third base. This is the best we've seen Salmon running in the World Series.
It's also very typical of the Angels, who go first to third, as well as any team we've seen in the years that we've covered postseason baseball, dating back to '96. Name any team, and predominantly it's been the Yankees and somebody from the National League. They're as good as we've seen, and that's fouled out of play off to the right, off the bat of Troy Glaus. 6 hits and 13 trips this World Series, and overall hitting .354 in the postseason. A chance to put Anaheim on top in the first inning. Instead, the ground ball to Kent, and the flip to Aurelia, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, an error, 2 left after a half inning in Game 4. Giants down 2-1. Coming to bat. John Lackey is turning 24 today. As we speak, he's turning 24. Here's the Giants lineup. Lofton, Aurelia, Kent, Vaughn, Santiago, Snow, and at the back end, Reggie Sanders, David Bell, and Kirk Reeder. Not a huge threat with a bat in his hands. Batting in the number 9 spot. See what's happened in the last 4 straight World Series games at home for the Giants. They have not been very kind. And here's Lackey. His numbers in the postseason and overall was 17-6 between AAA and the big leagues.
And a happy Willie Mays number to John Lackey. Natural cut fastball, great extension, consistent slider, occasional curveball, and a very good changeup from Lackey.
Kenny Lofton will start it with ball 1. Lofton, Aurelia, and Kent. If anybody gets on Bonds, who has homered in each of the first 3 games in this World Series. Aurelia went deep last night. That's low, 2-0. Lofton is only 1 for 12 in this World Series.
Get a young pitcher like this, 2-0. His first World Series start. You take 2-0.
Lofton is 92 miles an hour and a strike on the outside corner. '24-year-old from Abilene, Texas deals, and Lofton rips it foul. 2-0 to 2-2. Fifth pitcher in big league history to start a World Series game on his birthday. And his 2-2 to Lofton is chopped slowly to second. Base hit.
Bud Black, the pitching coach of the Angels, told us before the game that Lackey has a difficult time fielding balls back through the box, that he falls off toward the first base side. That ball just out of his reach. Forced the glove hand was Benji Gill. Ball kind of got hung up in the glove. High to Spezio, and Lofton has an infield hit.
Only his second hit of the World Series. He's on, and Aurelia stands in. You talked to Dusty Baker about this situation before the game. We've seen Aurelia in this spot in the postseason drop down a bunt
Twice.
But your question was, with the way the Angels are pounding the baseball, would you be likely to play for one run in the first inning, meaning get a bunt down, get Lofton into scoring position, and give up and out with Aurelia?
Dusty said it depends on how our guy is pitching. Their guy, Kirk Reeder, only a half an inning of work.
A bunt in the air, and it's backing out of play for strike one.
I don't think you give up and out this early against a team hitting like the Angels. I think you play for the big inning, and by bunting here, you're playing more or less for one run.
Third base coach Sonny Jackson through the signs. We'll see if the Giants stay with a bunt. So from 10 sacrifice bunts in the LCS for a record, already 3 in this World Series as we play in Game 4. And Aurelia could not get the first pitch down in fair territory.
Yeah, you don't know really whether he was sacrificing or bunting for a base hit.
No more bunt. Instead of swing and a miss, 0-2. A good breaking ball from Lackey.
That's that slider we were talking about. He's very consistent with that pitch, even though that ball was hittable.
Kent on deck, and then Bonds. Still 0-2. Talked about the 4 straight home losses during World Series play for the Giants. Goes back to Game 7 of 62, Games 3 and 4 of 89, and then last night losing to Anaheim 10-4. The hands of the 29-year-old Ramon Ortiz. No score in the bottom of the first. Runner at first and nobody out. And a little dunker into right field will send Lofton to third. First and third, nobody out.
This has the makings of the innings the Angels had fashioned the last 2 nights. Off the end of the bat, flare to right. That's the way to set up a multi-run inning, first and third, and the Angels have proven it, and now it's the Giants' turn.
Now it's Jeff Kent. Runners at the corners, nobody out. You would think if the Giants are going to end up winning the World Series, they are going to need production out of the man who hits in front of Barry Bonds. And so far, the Giants are getting very little out of Jeff Kent. 1 home run, which came in this World Series with 2 RBIs the entire postseason. Down the right field line, slicing foul. The count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Kent, a guy who for 6 straight seasons has driven in at least 100 runs. Hit 37 home runs during the regular season. 3 hits in this World Series. Now set up at a ball and 2 strikes.
Behind the fastball, behind the slider. That seems to have been the problem in past games for Jeff in postseason play. That is a ball that Kent usually hammers. That slider in the middle of the plate.
Blocked by Molina, 2-2. Bonds waiting on deck. 7 home runs during this postseason and 20 walks. Kent has not provided Bonds with many opportunities. The opposition has to pitch to him, and Kent has got something in his eye, so time called. Two balls, 2 strikes, first and third, nobody out. First inning, no score. Just off the outside corner, it's a full count.
We talked about how important it was for Kirk Reeder to get that pitch, and now Lackey doesn't get that pitch.
One away. Kent checking with the home plate umpire as he came up empty on this slider from John Lackey.
Nasty slider too, and last night same situation, first and third, 1 out. They walk Bonds, and they're going to do it again.
Again, because of the lack of production from Jeff Kent, not only making it out but leaving the runners at first and third. Here's another chance for the Anaheim Angels to walk Barry Bonds and put it up to Benito Santiago. Three games, 3 home runs so far for Barry Bonds. Game 1, first at bat, Jared Washburn, forget about it. Game 2, off Percival. Halfway up the seats in right. And then last night, walking down the first baseline, watching that sail into center. And now walking down to first after yet another walk. Third intentional walk. 7th overall handed to Bonds in this World Series. It's up to Santiago for the Giants. Bases loaded, 1 out, no score in the first. Ball 1.
Santiago is a double play candidate. He is not a fast runner. If you're Barry Bonds at first base, you have to cheat towards second base so you can take out a middle infielder.
1 ball, 1 strike. Tino Martinez, the last grand slam that came in game 1 of '98 at Yankee Stadium against the Padres.
Off Mark Langston on a 3-2 count.
One ball, 2 strikes. John Lackey, who was the 2000 minor league pitcher of the year in the Angels organization, went 15-9 with 4 complete games. Came to the big league level and went 9-4 down the stretch with an ERA of 3.66. get out of a first inning jam. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good formula for getting hitters out. Get ahead with the fastball, get them out with the balls off the plate. That's what he did with Kent. Molina out to talk to Lackey to make sure.
Time called as Benji Gill ties his shoe and Lackey stepped off. To the shortstop Eckstein. A step, a throw, inning over. And the Giants miss a golden opportunity in the first inning. Back-to-back hits by Lofton and Aurelia. First and third, nobody out. The big strikeout of Kent, the walk to Bonds, and the double play to end the first. Game 4, no score. No score as we move to the second inning of Game 4. Spezio leads off and takes the ball outside from Kirk Reeder. Spezio, Gill, and Molina. If anybody gets on, John Lackey for the Angels here in the second inning. The Angels had a scoring chance, albeit with 2 out. First and third, 2 out in their half of the first. The Giants had first and third, nobody out, and failed to score. That's out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Giants got the double play ball at the wrong time. If Jeff Kent grounds into a double play, they score Kenny Lofton from third. But Barry Bonds running hard into second base. When you try to take out a runner, you try to think about where the runner is going to be. But Bonds didn't pick up the 7-10 split.
Here's a 1-2 to Spezio. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That was a fine play by Eckstein. Bonds slid between the legs.
A rather mild reaction at the end of the first inning by Mike Scioscia, who takes everything about the same way. Ho-hum. David Eckstein made the play. And now it's a full count on Spezio leading off the second. Again out of play. What a difference a year makes for Spezio against left-handed pitching. In this postseason, 6 out of 15 against left-handers. 368 during the regular season. Compared to what he did against right-handed pitching. He had only .241 batting right-handed in 2001 as he chops one up the middle. Aurelia, good play to his left. 1 out.
Fine play by Aurelia because the ball stays down right there. A lot to do, and he does it well.
Aurelia, whose errors in the shortstop position have been dwindling every year as he has really taken pride in what he does with the glove. He's always been known as a big power hitting shortstop. His home runs tapered off this season. Wasn't healthy all year. Hit only 15. But you see his errors, only 11 during the regular season. Our Sprint Virtual Manager question here in the second inning. If Pete Rose apologizes, should he be allowed back into baseball? That's to the right side. Another hit for Gill. Gill is now 6 out of 9 in the postseason. You can vote by using PCS Vision from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com to answer that question as you look at the base hit to right.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in the opening. If the Angels are to hit Kirk Reeder well, they've got to do that to him. A tailing fastball off the plate away. Nice piece of hitting by Gill.
You and I had the same reaction when Pete Rose was introduced to this crowd before the game. No matter what the setting, whether it's the closing of Synergy Field in Cincinnati, which they had at the end of the year, and They had the all-time Reds greats come back. Whether it's in Cincinnati or in some ballpark near you, he always gets the loudest ovation.
You have to wonder whether Commissioner Selig was answering the virtual manager question.
One on, one out. No balls, one strike on Bengie Molina. That's a little floater into center field for a hit. Holding at second is Gill, and that gives Lackey a chance to try and bunt the runners up to second and third. The introduction. And the answer, 81% voted yes. And that doesn't surprise me at all. And I think the question was asked the correct way. If he apologizes, if he admits to wrongdoing, should he be let back in baseball? Most believe the answer should be yes to that question. Here's Lackey up there to bunt. Throw down to second, and Gill gets back ahead of the tag, applied by Aurelia.
Bengie Gill, the thing about that is don't cross over. When you cross over and your back's to second, it's tougher to get back. Lackey, a very good hitter in college, but his first professional at bat.
Part of a 1999 Junior College World Championship team at Grayson County College in Denison, Texas. Was 10-3 on the mound and hit .428 with 15 home runs and 81 RBIs. But did not hit as a minor leaguer. And is stepping to the plate for the first time as a professional in the World Series, and he drops the bunt down foul. Strike two. Well, if he's hitting what, 15 home runs, driving in 81, he probably wasn't asked to bunt back in junior college.
That's right. Played first base until a year before he signed. There are not too many first basemen who ultimately become pitchers.
Reeder would love a strikeout and keep the runners at first and second. There's one out in the inning, and Eckstein is on deck. No score in the second. Showing bunt. Took a pretty good hack. It's still 1-2.
Pretty adventurous by a guy in his first professional at bat. Squared the bunt and then swung away. Reeder, the guy that you can do that against, because again, he's not a hard thrower. You have time to get the bat back and swing through the ball.
I wonder how many times Ron Renicky reminded Lackey of the sign for that play. The third base coach for the Angels. Here's another 1-2 pitch from Reeder. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Corners of the infield for the Giants aren't sure where to play. Last 2 pitches, Lackey has shown bunt and then pulled back. Took a swipe at it once and took the last pitch. Now at 2-2. Doesn't show the bunt at all and gets one into right field, a base hit. They will hold the runner Gill at third, and the bases are loaded with 1 out as John Lackey gets a base hit in his first professional at bat, and it comes here in the World Series.
John probably thinking, what's the big deal about hitting? You hitters make such a big deal out of it. There's nothing to it. First professional at bat in the World Series? My goodness.
So a birthday present as the baseball heads out of play. And the Angels proving that it doesn't matter who steps to the plate in their lineup. Even if it's a pitcher who's never hit at this level or any other in professional baseball, they get hits.
It's contagious.
They about hit the Giants 4-2, have the bases loaded, 1 out for Eckstein. He takes ball 1. 3 consecutive singles, Gill, Molina, and Lackey. Eckstein grounded out after being grazed by a pitch. He was kept at the plate and then made an out. Pops it up, shallow left center field. Lofton is the one who makes the catch, and his throw to the plate is too late. 1-0 Anaheim on a sac fly by Eckstein.
Lofton and Bonds are talking about it. Bonds should have been the one to make the play. It's an easier play for Bonds to make the throw. With Lofton cutting in front of Bonds, the throw toward the first base side. Bonds does not have a good arm. Lofton doesn't have a good arm, but it's an easier throw for Barry Bonds, and the Angels are on the board.
So Anaheim takes a second inning lead. Eckstein delivers the RBI. He drove home 63 during the regular season. That's his 5th RBI of this postseason. Now Erstad with 2 on, 2 out takes the ball. .5-0 this postseason of the Angels when they score first, and they've done that now. Erstad went, a ball and a strike. Erstad grounded out for second, his first time up.
That's a looking fastball and getting breaking ball swing right there.
Molina now the lead runner at second. Not a lot of speed on the bases for the Angels as Erstad hits it back to Reeder. And the top of the second inning is over. But not before the Angels get on the board first. It included a hit by John Lackey, who gives himself and the Angels a birthday present. Bottom of the second inning in Game 4. 1-0 Anaheim. Well done.
Thanks, sir. What a beautiful night again here at Pac Bell Park, and what a ballpark.
They got a hot tub out in that park. The breaking ball is in for a strike, and we are underway in the bottom of the second. Snow, Sanders, Bell. If anybody gets on, Kirk Reeder. Fastball misses from Lackey, a ball and a strike.
It's a good night for a jacuzzi.
It's a little more pleasant tonight in San Francisco than last night. Not as much wind as these fans and these players and these baseballs experienced last night. Little Hawaiian feel to McCovey Cove out there tonight.
1 paddle, 2 paddle.
2 balls and a strike on Snow leading off. To the right side for Spezio. To Lackey for the out. JT Snow retired and Reggie Sanders will walk in. Well, we've talked so much about the garlic fries. But we had a cha-cha bowl delivered to us before tonight's game from
5
a former
of them.
teammate.
Yes, sir. Orlando Cepeda.
Little rice, some beans, sort of slaw,
Chicken.
and some hot sauce that will just drain your sinuses.
The Giants hope to get that hot.
1 out, nobody on. Reggie Sanders trying to get something going for San Francisco. Down 1-0, down 2 games to 1. And a slider misses, ball 1. Sanders is 4 for 11, held hitless in last night's Game 3 for being a big part of the Giants offense in games 1 and 2. That's low, and it's 2-0. Woody, Kirk Reeder, nicknamed Woody from Toy Story, calls himself Woody. That's how much he enjoys that nickname. 2 balls and a strike. Kirk Reeder's got all his friends back in the Hoyleton, Illinois area watching in the shed. He's got the shed, which is anything but a shed. Multi-level home that he calls a shed televisions, a workout room, kitchen. Here's a 2-1 to Sanders with 1 out. Good pitch. The inside part, 2-2.
And memorabilia from his playing days. On a 2-1 count, Reggie Sanders could have been more selective. That is not his strength.
Up the middle, a 1-out base hit. David Bell will come to the plate with Reeder to follow. There's Woody. And there's Woody. Two of a kind. Real name Kirk, real name Woody. Best gal, Woody, or Kirk Reeder's wife, Carla. Bo Peep, although we had a little bit of disagreement on that in the NLCS. I said it was Jesse. Others on the crew say Bo Peep. Hangout, Andy's room, or the shed. Nemesis, the Kingfish, and of course Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2. Right now it's David Bell at the plate. The winner of the Willie Mack Award, named after Willie McCovey, by these Giants, that they present to the most inspirational player on the team. Trying to follow Reggie Sanders, base hit up the middle with something productive. He takes strike 1.
Willie McCovey, a Hall of Fame career. How about his opening day? Stretch, Big Mac. July 30th, 1959 against Robin Roberts. His first game in the major leagues, 2 singles and 2 triples.
One on, 1 out. Bell takes another strike over the inside part, 0-2. Willie McCovey is still around here almost daily at the Giants games. Cepeda has a vested interest in being around here, as we talked about a moment ago. Willie Mays has been everywhere, holding press conferences during this World Series. Here's an 0-2. Bell last night really went into battle mode with 2 strikes. He ended up picking up 3 walks in his first 3 trips to the plate. Now trying to wait out John Lackey and look for a mistake. Lackey showed a lot in the first inning, not breaking under the pressure of first and third, nobody out. 1-0 Anaheim as Bell shatters his bat. Eckstein makes the play. Runner at second, 2 out. And somehow Gloss was able to head toward the ball with that jagged piece of bat headed toward him.
And had Gloss been able to field the ball, or had he had to have fielded the ball, I don't think he fields the ball. Eckstein cuts in front of him. Well, see, Gloss is trying to get out of the way of the bat, and Eckstein, realizing that, gets in front of him, and as the scouts calling, just enough.
So now a runner at second with 2 out, and Kirk Reeder will try to do what Lackey did to him in the top of this inning, that is get a hit. Reeder 11 hits, 62 trips to the plate this season. 0 for 6 in the postseason. Chopper for Benji Gill. Had to hurry and just did get Reeder, who was hustling all the way. Second inning comes to a close. A 1-out hit by Sanders. The Giants strand their third, and they've hit into a double play after 2. Here in San Francisco, 1-0 Anaheim. A 1-0 Anaheim lead as we go to the top of the third inning outside McCovey Cove. The target from Taco Bell. Anybody hits that. Free tacos for the entire country. And we're talking about Willie McCovey, and there's Willie McCovey. Tim Salmon leads it off and takes a ball low and away to start the third inning.
When first baseman in the National League had to hold a runner on with McCovey at bat, They were fearful, and that's understating it. One of the greatest low ball hitters ever in the game of baseball.
Tim Salmon would consider himself a low ball hitter. He waits for a 2-0 pitch from Reeder. And it's 3-0 with Anderson to follow and then Troy Glaus. So far, this Anaheim lineup is 4 for 10 with a sacrifice fly. And unless these Giants pitchers figure out a way to slow down this Anaheim offense, the Giants are going to have to figure out a way to outslug this Anaheim team. Angels winning last night 10-4. Here's a 3-1 into center field. Another Angel hit. Their 5th of the night. Willie McCovey played 17 seasons for the San Francisco Giants. Hit 521 career home runs. And of course played in the 1962 World Series. And people still talk about some of the home runs that he hit in ballparks across the country. Number 44 retired here for the Giants. Now with 1 on, nobody out. Anderson not hard hit. Kent able to get the lead man, and that's it. The force out, 4-6. And Anderson runs the bases. He's at first with 1 out. And Glaus coming up.
Nice job by Kent slowing things down, realizing the ball wasn't hit hard enough to get 2. So he takes his time and gets 1.
Glaus bounced into a 4-6 force out to end a threat for the Angels in the first. And the big third baseman waits and takes ball 1. Glaus only 26 years old. Hit 2 home runs in game 1. A double, a single in game 2. Last night, an RBI single, a walk, another base hit, and 2 runs scored.
This is a matchup that Kirk Reeder wants to stay away from, facing Glaus with men on base.
There have been men on base throughout this entire series for Anaheim. They've had at least 1 base runner on in 24 of the 29 World Series innings to this point. Counts 2-0 on Glaus with Spezio next.
Salmon ran the count to 3-0, hit a 3-1 pitch. Now it's 2-0 to Glaus.
He's already hit 6 postseason home runs. And he gets into one to center field here. Back at the track, at the wall. It is gone. A home run, number 7. A 2-0 pitch. 3-0 Anaheim. Not only facing Glaus with a man on, but falling behind 2-0. And Troy Glaus took Kirk Reeder and the Giants out to center.
Those 2-0 counts. You can see how quickly Reeder turned around, knowing that ball was headed out of the ballpark, or at least had a chance.
So now 7 home runs for Glaus, equaling Barry Bonds in this postseason.
And Troy's first with a man on. All the others solo shots.
Still only 1 out in the inning. Here's Spezio. And there's a line drive to center right at Lofton. 2 out.
2 terrific at bats by Tim Salmon. As we said, running the count to 3-0. He hit the 3-1 pitch. And then Glaus forcing Reeder to give him a good pitch to hit. And finally he did, 2-0, and that ball was clubbed.
Here's Benji Gill. Gill singled with 1 out last inning. was followed by a hit by Molina and a hit by John Lackey. Here's another hit for Gill. 2 for 2 tonight. 7 out of 10 in the postseason. And Gill is on with Molina coming up at 2 out. Eckstein an RBI in this game. It came last inning, and Bloss a 2-run homer here in the 3rd.
Just beyond the outstretched glove of Jeff Kent, a breaking ball Gill hit off the end of the bat. And the Angels are in a frenzy in postseason.
Here comes Molina. Major League Baseball's memorable moments, the 30 most memorable moments in baseball history, from Jackie Robinson, Mark McGwire, and Mays, to Aaron, Ripken, and Bonds, available wherever videos are sold or by calling 1-800-BASEBALL. 1-800-BASEBALL to get the video. One of those thunder sticks just fell down in the field out in center field, so Kenny Lofton had to go retrieve it.
Had a shot at Mickey Hatcher, the hitting instructor of the Angels, a guy that we haven't talked a lot about. He doesn't really care. All of his talking has been done by his hitters during the postseason.
Molina takes ball 1 high. Angels came in hitting .353 in this World Series. .335 overall in the postseason. The best postseason average by a team was posted by the 1960 New York Yankees. They hit .338 as a group. Off the end of the bat, shallow right, late break in by Sanders, but he's there and the inning is over. That'll do it for the Angels in the 3rd, but not before they put up 2 more and hit their 22nd home run of this postseason. Bloss gets number 7, and after 2.5 in Game 4, it's 3-0 Anaheim. A 3-0 Anaheim lead as this Game 4 slips into the bottom of the 3rd. Top of the order for the Giants, Kenny Lofton. Singled his first time. Joe's bunt takes a ball. Lofton, Aurelia, and Kent. Again, if anybody gets on, Bonds here in the 3rd. Only Lofton's 2nd hit of the World Series in the 1st inning. That's foul. It's twice now Lofton has hit a rocket down the right side, but pulled it foul, and the count evens.
Knowing he's going to get a fastball, about 5 feet foul. You're ahead in the count, expecting a pitch. That's what you want to do. If you hit it foul, hit it hard to the pull side.
Here's a 1-1 from Lackey. Pulled through the right side for a base hit. And again, Lofton is on to start an inning.
That was that straight changeup from Lackey. Good hitting by Lofton. Fooled on the pitch, and he kind of one-hands it to right field.
Now it's Rich Aurelia. Floated a base hit to right his first time, and then sent Lofton to 3rd, and the Giants looked like they were going to grab the early lead, but a strikeout of Kent, a walk to Bonds, and Santiago hit into a 6-3 double play to end the inning. Ball 1.
What good play by Molina. He did not have a good year with the bat. Not an offensive catcher, used to be distinguished. He's a catcher that hits as opposed to a hitter that catches. Good play.
Two 2-0, and Molina will go out and talk. homered in last night's game, and he has hit 5 in this postseason.
It's getting to be, and it's been that way a long time, that if Bonds hits here in the World Series, the bases have to be loaded, or he has to be leading off an inning.
Into left center field, well hit. Back at the track, it is dropped by Erstad. The runners will end up at second and third on a double by Aurelia.
What a recovery by Anderson. The ball off the heel of the glove. He dived too far, but Anderson picks the ball up immediately to throw it in and hold Lofton to third base. Watch the ball hit the heel of the glove. Erstad diving too far, and that ball trickling out of the glove, but a nice play by Anderson to prevent further trouble. Lofton has to hold up to see if the catch is made. Almost stops, and with nobody out, stops at third.
Second and third for Jeff Kent, who struck out his first time. Tying run at the plate, third inning. Ball 1. First base is open, but Barry Bonds waits on deck. Lofton at third, Aurelia 2 for 2 at second. Caught by Lackey. Good base running by the Giants, as no one's doubled off, and now with first base open, Bonds will get another walk.
That's a very good point, Joe, because your natural instinct tells you to go on a ball like this, but Sonny Jackson reminding Lofton, watch the line drive, make it go through. And Lackey's height certainly helped him then. Lofton.
Intentional pass to Bonds. This the easiest decision that Scioscia has had to make. Last time in this situation and last night, the walk was given to Bonds to force runners up. Here first base is open, and the easy decision to load him up and heap it all again on the back of Benito Santiago, who's only 2 out of 14 in this World Series.
With Halloween only a week away, 2 nightmarish at-bats by Jeff Kent.
So again, it's up to Santiago, who did come through for the Giants in the NLCS. Enough to win the MVP honors for what he did batting behind Bonds. Three times the last 2 games, Santiago has had the bases loaded in front of him. That's ball 1. Last night, first time up, first inning. Little baseman for an RBI ground out, and tonight, an inning-ending, rally-killing 6-3 double play.
Both of those pitches sliders away out of the strike zone. Santiago, a free swinger, and he's been that way for the last 17 years.
That's a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Santiago needs a new bat.
Following the slider away, Lackey comes in. That is a good pitch right on the handle.
24-year-old has made some good pitches.
He really
when he's
has.
had to.
Yes, he has. Sometimes in the early part of an at-bat, you don't tell the hitter how you're going to get him out. Often fastballs inside will turn into breaking balls away. That's why you have to move the ball east and west, outside, inside. The most effective way to get hitters out.
Reaching for it, another ground ball to Eckstein. 6-4-3 and another double play. Same formula as the first inning. Kent doesn't come through. Bonds doesn't get a chance to come through. And Santiago hits into the double play. We go to the fourth inning, game 4. Still 3-0 Anaheim. John Lackey already has a hit tonight. It helps set up a scoring chance, get the runner Gill to third in the second inning, who scored on a sac fly by Eckstein. Out in front, the count 0-2. The San Francisco Giants have stranded 5, as have the Angels. The Giants have had first and third, nobody out, and haven't scored. Second and third, and nobody out, and haven't scored. The 0-2 pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now it's 2-2. Lackey laid off the changeup. Lackey, then Eckstein, then Erstad. Back to Reeder. And the leadoff man is gone. The frustration for the San Francisco Giants last half inning.
Frustrations are caused by good pitches. After that fastball on the hands of Santiago, that slider low and away. 2 double plays in a row rolled into by Santiago.
Got one guy banging his helmet against the wall in the dugout, and the other one smiling coming back to the dugout, and that guy's Eckstein, who stands in with 1 out and nobody on.
That's the way it happens, huh? 1 smiles
and 1 destroys. That's up and in for ball 1. Eckstein, a sac fly his last time up. Grounded out his first time. Good pitch from Reeder, a ball and a strike. So often we talk about the extra rounds of playoffs and how the extra rounds have tainted a lot of the records, as Eckstein tried to catch Bell napping, and David was moving in with a pitch and ready for that bunt. Like he expected it from Eckstein.
Well, sometimes you toy with the hitter as a third baseman. You play back, then you move in when he can't see you. David Bell expecting the bunt. Nice play.
But when you talk about extra rounds, as you look at the play that Bell made, he was ready for that. It's really tainted a lot of the totals. Most home runs in a postseason, most RBIs in a postseason. Get these hitters now with 2 extra rounds compared to those who were playing before 1969 as Erstad grounds out. But the extra rounds of playoffs really work against the Anaheim Angels with regard to team batting average. That's why it's incredible that coming into this game, they're hitting .335 in the postseason, and they have not slowed down. An amazing start to this World Series for the Angels. These overhead shots of the Bay Area in the 2002 World Series provided by the Saturn Lightship. The team at Saturn hopes you're enjoying this unique look from high above San Francisco. It took the blimp 10 hours to travel from Anaheim to San Francisco at 45 miles per hour. If a blimp left Anaheim traveling 45 miles per hour, that's the end of it.
10 hours.
10 hours. That'd be nice.
450 miles.
JT Snow grounds to second. Gill to his left. 1 away. My monologue at the end of the top of the 4th inning was regarding the 1960 Yankees and the numbers that they put up, as these Angels are trying to do even better as a group with their bats. The Yankees in 1960 hit .338 in that World Series with Pittsburgh. They dominated the scoreboard, except lost the series on the Mazeroski home run in Game 7. .55 runs to 27 by the Pirates.
Just blew the Pirates out in the 3 games that Pittsburgh lost. And that famous Mazeroski home run after Hal Smith had hit the home run at the bottom of the 8th inning.
With 1 out, nobody on, the 0-1 pitch to Sanders. Checked his swing. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The one thing the Giants want to do this inning, if they don't score, is at least clear the pitcher. They go 3 up, 3 down, trailing by at least 3. Then Reeder will lead off the 5th inning. Working the lineup like that, very, very important if you're lacking.
Two balls and a strike on Sanders, who has a hit tonight. 5 in 12 trips to the plate in this World Series. 2-2. Koufax, he used to talk about the importance of pitching to the number 8 hitter because of that.
Yep. He said guys hit 8 for a reason. Of course, David Bell, atypical as an 8th hitter. He had a terrific year batting in the number 1 hole and 8 hole. But that was Sandy's line. They're hitting 8 for a reason.
Number 7 hitter Sanders on 2-2. Stays inside, full count.
That's bad selection right there. 2-2. You don't want the count to run 3-2. Catchers are trained to call for a pitch that a pitcher gets over the best most often. And a curveball is not the pitch that Lackey gets over the most often.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Bell next. Into right for Salmon. 2 up, 2 down. Bell will bat with the bases empty. October's magical matchups continue this week with Fox NFL Sunday, beginning with America's #1 pregame show. Then history in the making as Emmitt Smith needs just 93 yards against the Seahawks to break Walter Payton's all-time rushing record, or the surprising Cardinals take on Terrell Owens and the 49ers in an NFC West showdown with first place at stake. Our other regional action. It's all part of a full weekend on Fox. Bell able to check his swing. That's ball 1.
Mike Scioscia was motioning to Troy Glaus to stay back. 10 runs scored in game 3 last night. How about that? 9 NFL teams scored 10 points or fewer.
After scoring 11 runs in game 2. 2 balls, no strikes on David Bell, who grounded out to short his first time up.
Once again, a key at bat right here. Even though the Giants don't score, you clear Reeder.
And the count's gone to 3-0. Lofton able to lead off last inning, got a base hit, followed by the double by Aurelian. But it's been Jeff Kent that has been unable to come through for the Giants in his first 2 trips. 3-1 to Bell. That's foul. And it's a full count. John Lackey threw 32 pitches in game 2 of this World Series. That got him through 2 1/3 innings. Allowed 2 runs on 2 hits. Pitched the 7 shutout innings in game 4 of the ALCS in Anaheim in a 7-1 win over Minnesota. Bell into left field. Anderson cutting across to get it. The inning is over. And John Lackey picking up where he left off after that last start in the ALCS against Minnesota. Still 3-0 as we go to the 5th. Back after this from your local Fox station. Back in San Francisco, we prepare for the 5th. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Salmon, Anderson, and Glaus. If anybody gets on Spezio against Reeder, he's trying to keep it a 3-run game. Reeder due to lead off in the bottom of this inning. Anaheim up 2 games to 1. Salmon. Strike one on the outside corner. Salmon's been on base twice tonight. Reached on an error back in the first. Singled in the third inning. 6 hits in this World Series. Reader runs one inside. It's 0-2. Ball one high. A 1-2 delivery is just down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield playing Salmon to pull just a bit. It was 0-2. Now it's 3-2.
Good job by Salmon going from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count. Last time up, his hit came on a 3-1 count.
On the inside corner, struck out Salmon with a breaking ball.
First strikeout of the night for Kirk Reeder. That's the breaking ball. When you go to 0-2, it is so much more to the credit of the pitcher, as opposed to falling behind initially. How you get a guy out is determined by the count often.
1 out. Garrett Anderson floats one, shallow left. Bell can't get to it. Gets it on 1 hop. And Anderson is aboard for the 2nd time tonight.
There are 12 different counts. On 0-2 counts, when balls were put at play this year, Major League batters batted .159. On 1-2 counts, Major League batters batted .172. But look at the other counts, and you get the idea. When a guy is looking for a pitch and he gets it, he's going to hit the ball on the fat part of the bat. It might be at somebody. It's the fat part of the bat.
1 on, 1 out for Gloss, who got one on the fat part of the bat, hit a home run to center his last time up.
On a 2-0 count.
In for a strike from Reeder. Salmon with that strikeout to lead off this 5th inning, the first strikeout of the night for Reeder. That's just inside. A ball and a strike. Kirk Reeder had the lowest ratio of strikeouts per 9 innings pitched in the major leagues this year. This Angels team, the lowest in the major leagues this year as far as team strikeouts.
With Gloss as hot as he is, I don't think Anderson's going anyplace unless the count runs to 3-2.
Angels lead 3-0 in the 5th. Gloss a big reason why. Reeder being careful with the Angels' third baseman. It's 2-1. On deck is Spezio, who hit a line drive to center his last time up, and he's grounded out. To the shortstop. Aurelia, Kent, Snell. And a double play ends the inning. The Giants have hit into 2, and now they've turned 1. We're halfway through game 4. Giants back down 3-0. Kirk Reeder leads it off and takes a strike from John Lackey. Reeder, Lofton, and Aurelia, with Kent due up fourth in this fifth inning. Good idea by Reeder with the right side pushed back, but bunted foul on the count 0-2.
I think Benji Molina was saying that Reeder was out of the batter's box and the ball hit him foul. I thought, or the ball hit him fair. And if that were the case, he would be out. Kirk trying to bunt the ball. It was close. That was very close.
Reeder got a piece. It looked like Reeder was still in the box when the ball hit him.
It is once again. It's a drag bunch. Going to try to bunt it on the right side. Right, but see that left foot? It was close.
Here's an 0-2 pitch. Reeder, ball one.
That was close too. The Lackey curve.
Off the plate, out in front of the plate, a lot of spin on it, and Reeder's on to start the inning.
It was that second bounce. You're right, Joe. The spin caused Reeder to be on first base. Chopper. Now watch what that ball does. It almost comes toward the first base side instead of dropping freely toward the mound. And Reeder's able to get a base hit. Watch how this ball bounces toward the line and makes it a tougher play for Lackey. And the Giants have their leadoff runner on here in the fifth.
That has not been the problem for the Giants so far, getting a leadoff man on. Lofton's done it twice in tonight's game. Now time's called as Spezio goes over and makes sure that Lackey knows that he's going to be off the bag. To the third base side. It comes back fair. Still rolling. Fair. A fair ball. And it's 2 on with nobody out. Gloss picked it up, thinking it was foul, and it was called fair by the home plate umpire, Mike Winters.
A lot of home teams will build up that third baseline to try to keep the ball fair. Rolling on the line, on the line, on the line. Now tilting back toward the line. And actually, had he picked it up about 4 inches this side of the home plate side of home plate, it's a foul ball. But he waited until it went back and touched the outside of the line.
So now 2 on with nobody out. And Aurelia takes a breaking ball low.
There.
Good call by the home plate umpire, Mike Winters. It's foul now, and now it's on the line. When Gloss touches it, it's a fair ball. And it's 2 on with nobody out. And a 1-0 pitch to Aurelia. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Giants have runners on at first and second on 2 balls that went about 65 feet.
That's foul. The Giants had 2 on with nobody out in the first, didn't score. 2 on with nobody out in the third, didn't score. Have 2 on with nobody out in the fifth. And it's a 1-2 count on Aurelia, who asks for time. as Lackey's having a tough time agreeing with Molina on what to throw. Two balls, two strikes. You can vote now using PCS Vision from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com to answer that Sprint Virtual Manager question regarding instant replay. 2 on with nobody out. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Aurelia. 2 for 2 tonight with a single and a double. Into right center field for a hit. Reeder will come to the plate. Going to third is Lofton. It's a 3-1 game.
What a great at bat by Reeder. After fastball's in, the fastball away. Reeder cuts down on his stroke, rifles one to right center. Aurelia, I beg your pardon, with Reeder on at second. Just a marvelous job of hitting by Aurelia. Those are the types of at-bats that the Giants are used to seeing out of the Angels.
It started with that high chopper off the bat of Reeder. Then the bunt by Lofton. And now the RBI single by Aurelia. Jeff Kent, a strikeout with first and third, nobody out in the first. And then with runners at second and third and nobody out in the third, he lines back to Lackey. So Kent yet another chance to come through for San Francisco. That's foul.
Again, behind everything. Jeff Kent has been that way against the Angels and the Cardinals and the Braves all postseason.
Tying runs are on for San Francisco here in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody out. And a pop-up into right field. Lofton will tag, come to the plate. The throw home, too late. Going down to second is Aurelia, and it's a 3-2 game. Sac fly by Kent. An error on the play to allow Aurelia to go down to second.
The reason Lofton scored on this ball was the way Salmon ends up back on his heels. Instead of positioning himself for a strong throw, he throws it near the dugout. Lackey backing up home plate. We talked about it last night. Whimsically, you wonder whether Aurelia is shrewd going to second here or not. Because now the automatic walk to Bonds.
It's a sac fly to right by Kent, then E9 on the throw home, which Aurelia took second. It does open up first base, and it gives the Angels the easy option of walking Bonds to put runners at first and second with 1 out for Santiago. So 3 plate appearances, 3 intentional walks to Bonds.
Here it is one more time. Watch Salmon, and outfielders have talked about this, the wind currents. You're talking about Aurelia right now. Aurelia diving back, and now he goes to second base on the throw. That's instinct. But Tim Salmon catching the ball back on his heels. When he backs up, Lofton scores.
Now it's 2 on with 1 out, and again Santiago, who's bounced into 2 inning-ending double plays tonight. 3-2 game. Ball 1. can even go back to game 2 with Santiago facing Lackey. Last 3 at-bats against this right-hander, Santiago has hit into 3 double plays. And he bats with 2 on and 1 out here. Into center field for a hit. Here comes Aurelia. They're going to bring him home. The throw by Erstad, tie game.
Santiago thinking he finally hung one right here in the sweet zone. Rear end out, bat extended, Giants tie it.
Aurelia even looked back right there as he made his way to third, scored easily as the throw hit the mound from Erstad. And the Giants have tied it, have a chance to take their first lead. First and second, still only 1 out, ball 1 to Snow. What a relief that must be for Santiago. A 1-0 to Snow is ripped into right. Salmon back to get it, 2 out.
That's a base running mistake on Bonds' part. He went too far toward third. If you go a third of the way, you're off far enough to get back to second to tag and to go to third. Bonds went halfway. Snow drills it to deep right. Now with 1 out, it's not as big a play as it would have been with nobody out, but Bonds, you could see, kicking the base like that. But if Lackey throws a wild pitch, or there is an error on the infield, then it could come back to haunt the Giants and Bonds.
Now it's Reggie Sanders with 2 on and 2 out. 1 for 2 tonight. Strike 1. Bonds the lead runner. Santiago on at first. Weber getting loose for the Angels. Time called.
Joe, I might add on that play, because that ball didn't have a lot of loft to it, in fairness to Barry Bonds, he had to make up his mind immediately. But once he went 3 steps toward third, it's too late to get back.
Balls, 2 strikes.
See, if you go right here, then you have a chance to get back to tag up. But once you go halfway, you have no chance.
Sanders set up at 0-2. Blocked by Molina.
Sometimes because of pitches like that, if you've got a runner on at third base with 2 outs, it changes your pitch calling. You are reluctant to call for pitches like that. But with the runner on second and 2 outs, you're more inclined to throw the slider in the dirt.
Shallow right. Out is Spezio. Foul ball.
The governor called a reprieve for Sanders. Tough play by Spezio. Reggie Sanders with new life.
One ball, 2 strikes. 4 hits in the inning, an error. And Bonds carries the lead run with him. Out at second base with 2 out. That's foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. David Bell on deck. Sanders, the 8th man to bat in the inning. '27 pitch inning for John Lackey, who has Weber getting loose behind him in the bullpen. 2-2 to Sanders. Inning is over. Second strikeout of the night for Lackey, with the first run to the night for the Giants. Reeder started it by getting on with that hit. Then the bunt base hit by Kenny Lofton. Base hit by Aurelia. Base hit Santiago. And after 5 in game 4, we're tied 3-3. Courtesy of Saturn and the Saturn Lightship up above. Keep your eye on the sky when the Saturn Lightship visits a major sporting event near you. There it is on this cool evening in San Francisco. Temperature in the 50s as we play here in the 6th inning, a 3-3 game. Spezio took a breaking ball for a strike, and now a pitch low. It's 1-1. Spezio, Gill, and Molina. If anybody gets on, the pitcher Lackey is due up 4th in the inning. The 1-1. Reaching for it. Up and over the plate. Change up, and it's 1-2. Reeder only 1 strikeout tonight. And it's 2-2 on Spezio. Up the middle, a base hit. Spezio's on with his first hit of the night. Our Chevy Trucks in-game box score. For the Anaheim Angels, Eckstein has a sac fly. Erstad hitless tonight. Spezio on with his first hit. Troy Gloss, a 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning. Even John Lackey, in his first professional plate appearance, got a base hit in a 3-hit 2nd inning when the Angels took the lead.
I'm a little bit surprised there's no one warming for the Angels right now. You have your 7th place hitter with the pitcher in the hole, especially if you're going to bunt a runner over.
Well, they had Weber up earlier, so you would assume that he said he's ready to go and might not need much more warming up, even with the chilly temperatures here in San Francisco. But if they're bunting with Gill, you would have to believe that they're thinking about lifting Lackey for a pinch hitter.
Yeah.
Left-hander starts to loosen. Chad Zerbe for San Francisco. Pitched 4 innings in game 2, and now time called at the plate.
Remember Mike Scioscia with experience as a catcher in the National League.
Showing bunt again, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, pitching out, thinking that Scioscia may change things around. Both managers very unpredictable. Managers will show bunt in situations like that and get the infielders moving around and then put the hit and run on. I'm a little surprised he's bunting anyway.
And going after a pitch up and out of the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes for a guy who has 7 hits and 10 trips this postseason. 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, 2 liners tonight.
Emmitt Smith 93 yards away from Walter Payton's all-time rushing record. Could set that against Seattle this Sunday. Right now in game 4 of the 2002 World Series with Anaheim up 2-1. It's a 3-3 score. And a 2-2 count as the Angels take the bunt off on that last delivery. A leadoff hit by Spezio. Go ahead run is on, and Gill hops out of there. Nothing lead for Spezio over at first. End of the bat.
The way it appears right now is that Ben Weber, if Mike Scioscia pinch hits for the pitcher, whether Mike pinch hits or not, Weber's going to be the pitcher in the bottom of the 6th inning. If only 3 hitters come to bat, may send Weber out there, then pinch hit for him in the top of the 7th and put Rodriguez in there. Francisco Rodriguez, the phenom, in the wings.
The 2-2 pitch. There's Woot getting loose in the dugout. He could be the pinch hitter. Remember, the Angels also have Adam Kennedy on their bench to start the night. Mike Scioscia thrilled he did not have to use Francisco Rodriguez in last night's game 3. He's had 2 days off. 2-2 pitch. Second strikeout of the night for Reeder. 1 on, 1 out.
We said Reeder does not strike out a lot, but he sure picked a good time to do it.
So now Molina, a catcher who hit .245 during the regular season, who has a hit tonight. 3 out of 11 in this World Series, with Lackey the next scheduled hitter. But now Weber is back getting loose for the Angels in their bullpen. One on, 1 out, ball 1.
Even though you say Benji Gill struck out, I think that was a strategic mistake by Mike Scioscia. When you put a guy like Gill, who is already 2 for 2 in the hole, 1 and 2, you give him 1 shot to hit against the pitcher. And we showed what happens, what major league hitters hit when the count is 1 and 2 or 0 and 2.
A 1-0 pitch to the right side. Snow. Lead man is gone. Double play, nicely turned. 3-6-1. From Snow to Aurelia to Reeder. And now each side has turned 2 double plays. This one anything but routine. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Tied 3-3. It's a 3-3 game as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Back to the double play.
JT Snow showing good hands And watch the hands of Scott Spiezio. When taking out a middle infielder, you have to be able to touch the bag. Spiezio trying to trip Aurelia up with his hands.
Ben Weber takes over after 5 innings from Lackey. This postseason, 1 loss, an ERA of 7.5. This is the 8th appearance for Ben Weber. Bell first up. No balls, 2 strikes. Felix Rodriguez, who's been in every game, starts to loosen for San Francisco. One ball, 2 strikes. Bell gets a piece. Cast of Firefly is here with us at Pac-Bell Park in San Francisco. Nathan Fillion, Marina Baccarin. All new episode airs Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central here on Fox. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Bell leading off. Another foul. Bell is right on top of the plate.
With 2 strikes protecting away, Ben Weber throwing hitters off with that move toward his waist, almost like a fisherman who's caught a big one.
That's foul again. Lackey did allow 9 hits during his 5 innings, 3 runs. On his 24th birthday. And now it's into the Anaheim bullpen. Another 1-2 to Bell. That's fair. Down the left field line. Nice play by Anderson. Bell's going to try for 2. And he's out by plenty. Garrett Anderson with a terrific play down the left field line, 1 out.
You know why he was playing down there, too? Because of what Bell had done prior to hitting it fair. He had fouled off 3 balls toward the Giant dugout. So Anderson started drifting toward the line and makes what would normally be a tough play, turns it into a good play. Fine throw, easy tag of Bell. Normally balls down the line like that are doubles. But with Garrett Anderson cheating toward the line, he gets Bell easily.
So now Kirk Reeder will be lifted for a pinch hitter, Goodwin. After Bell makes the out, a single, the out 7-4 as Anderson made the good 1-hop throw to Gill for the tag. And Goodwin will bat for Reeder, who went 6 innings tonight. Ball 1.
During the postseason, Garrett Anderson has turned in some terrific defensive plays in left field. He has been all over the place for the Angels.
Goodwin. Kenny Lofton. Top of the order to follow as Goodwin takes a strike, 3-1. A 1-out walk. And the go-ahead run is on here in the 6th inning. Kenny Lofton will come to the plate 3 for 3. Came into this game 1 for 12 in the World Series. A chopper to the right side. A clean ground single through the right side, and then the bunt. Fair. Foul, fair. And Gloss touched it for a hit. And now it's 1-on-1 out. Goodwin aboard, and Goodwin can run.
325 stolen bases in his career.
Molina, during the regular season, threw out 42%.
Best in the American League. He has a cannon.
Lofton shows bunt, takes a strike. Weber does anything but a slide step. He has a high leg kick with that pronounced delivery, even from the stretch. So if Goodwin runs, there'll be a lot of pressure on Benji Molina, the catcher for the Angels, to make a perfect throw. One ball, one strike as the Angels pitch out.
If Goodwin does elect to run, the one thing in his favor is there's a left-handed batter up. It's much more difficult for a catcher to throw with a left-handed hitter up than it is for a right-hander. Right-hander clears the airways.
A hit by Bell, out trying to stretch it to a double. A walk to Goodwin. Runner going. The throw by Molina. Bounces in, stolen base.
Great jump, and the footwork of Molina not nearly as crisp with a right-handed batter up there. Lofton, a base stealer himself, taking and giving Goodwin a chance. And the Giants with the potential go-ahead run in scoring position.
The pitch was a strike, so the count's 1-2 on Lofton. With Aurelia next. 2-2. If you're the San Francisco Giants and you're trying to take the lead, Weber and this opportunity in the 6th inning becomes one of your better chances with a guy like Francisco Rodriguez lurking for the next 2 innings.
Who retired 9 in a row on Sunday night.
The 2-2. Lofton into center field, pretty well hit. Erstad back to get it. Goodwin will end up at third with 2 out.
Hit well, but that part of the field. And Goodwin tagging easily. Remember we talked about Bonds last inning? Going halfway instead of a third of the way. Goodwin to third easily.
Well, Lofton was 3 for 3 prior to that line out to center. Aurelia is 3 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored his last time. Go ahead run at third with 2 out. Francisco Rodriguez rested and ready for tonight. Aurelia takes strike 1. Delayed call by Mike Winters, the home plate umpire. Felix Rodriguez will work in the 7th. Over. Broken bat line drive off the bat of Aurelia and into the glove of Troy Glaus. That sends us to the 7th inning here in Game 4. The Giants down 2-1, tied in this one 3-3. Back after this from your local Fox station. Welcome back to San Francisco. We move to the 7th inning, and that means Felix Rodriguez is into the game, as he has been every game this World Series. And he has been busy this postseason for the Giants. Already his 11th appearance. The numbers he's put up in the previous 10. Orlando Palmeiro will come off the bench and bat for Weber, who goes 1 scoreless inning with 1 hit and 1 walk. Strike 1 from Rodriguez. As Felix Rodriguez is on the mound for San Francisco, Francisco Rodriguez is in the bullpen for Anaheim. Outside of Bonds, the most talked about performer in this postseason.
Electric.
The 0-1 to Palmeiro, now time called as Mr. Electric just let one fly in the bullpen, and the ball rolled all the way down to the on-deck circle.
On cue.
Felix Rodriguez worked an inning last night, allowed a hit. He worked an inning and 2/3 in Game 2 and an inning and 1/3 in Game 1. He can bring it too. No balls, 2 strikes.
The other choice available to Mike Scioscia would be to use the left-handed batter Brad Fulmer, but in a tie game leading off an inning, I think it's the proper move to go to Palmeiro, who does not have the power that Fulmer has.
Kennedy on that bench as well for Anaheim. But it's Palmeiro, and it's Orlando set up at 0-2. 1 out. Our Pepsi fan cam with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Music from Firefly. Juan Marichal,
the Dominican dandy.
These bundled up fans here in San Francisco. 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. The batter will be Eckstein.
That guy might need a visit to Ramon Ortiz, that last guy.
The Angels clubhouse barber. A strike from Felix Rodriguez to Eckstein, who has delivered a sac fly, grounded out twice. One ball, 1 strike.
Almost check out Reggie Sanders creeping in right field. Really anticipating the ball being hit his way. Eckstein does not have a lot of power to right. Sanders shallow.
Two balls and a strike. Darren Erstad, who is hitless tonight, waits on deck. Popped up on the infield for Kent. 2 up for the Angels, 2 down. Now it's Erstad, who has hit in his first 12 postseason games 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts.
Outfield will be in their doubles defense. It would make sense with Erstad with 2 balls hit down the right field line to protect the line in this situation at first base. What a manager will do is tell a first baseman, go halfway. Ball down the line. You don't want to double here.
With 2 out, ball 1. Darren Erstad has been all over the place this postseason for Anaheim. 12 games, an average of 386, 22 hits. Scored 12 runs, batting out of the number 2 spot in front of Salmon and Anderson. Right to that spot. Snow is there, and now Rodriguez is. And a 1-2-3 7th inning for Felix Rodriguez. Francisco Rodriguez comes in for a battle with Barry Bonds, due up second in the bottom of the 7th. Somebody dropped a hat or a glove out in left center field. Glove. Erstad retrieves it. Jeff Kent struck out with first and third, nobody out in the first, lined out with runners at second and third, nobody out in the third, and hit a sac fly. Back in the 5th inning with the bases loaded to score 1 run. Runners advanced on a throwing error by Salmon. So 1 RBI tonight, 3 for the entire postseason to go with his 1 home run. Bottom of the 7th, strike 1 over the inside corner. Rodriguez restored order in game 2. Working 3 perfect innings, 4 strikeouts. Throwing 26 pitches, 22 of which were strikes, and getting the victory. You just see by how far these good big league hitters miss this slider.
Jeff Kent misses that by about 8 inches. Rodriguez, a huge story in Venezuela, grabbing the headline. His nickname, Agua Fria, translated cold-blooded. No nerves.
The 0-2 pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Became the youngest pitcher to win a World Series game when he got the victory in game 2. One out as Kent strikes out, becomes the 20th strikeout victim this postseason for Francisco Rodriguez.
You can tell somebody that pitch is coming and they're not going to hit it. Devastating slider.
And now the shift is on, and Rodriguez, who pitched to Bonds in game 2 and got a sharply hit ground ball to first, will come after Bonds here with 1 out, nobody on in the 7th, in a tie game. Strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Bonds has been intentionally walked 3 times in this game, 5 times in this World Series, which is a record. Slider just missed. And it's 2-1. Bonds with 7 home runs this postseason, 14 RBIs.
3rd slider in a row.
And it's 2-2.
That's the one thing you rarely see from Barry Bonds. A check swing. Another indication of how tough that tightly wrapped slider is from Rodriguez. The 20-year-old against the 38-year-old.
Yastrzemski against the 17-year Major League veteran. Number 4 on the all-time home run list. To first. Again to Spezio. 2 out in the 7th.
5 sliders in a row. Now they're all called sliders, but they're different pitches in one pitch. That ball goes down. That ball goes way down. That ball backs up. That ball really went down. And that one hangs. You can call it one pitch, a slider, but it does many, many different things.
And now with 2 out, nobody on, here's Santiago. His RBI hit in the 5th inning tied the game at 3. Ball 1. That came after missing 2 chances. Rounding into 2 different double plays in the 1st and the 3rd. It's 2-0 on Santiago.
Benito just took the ball out himself. I didn't like that ball.
Tim Worrell getting loose for the Giants in their bullpen. What will Santiago get on 2-0? Fastball and a foul ball. 2-1.
That was a fastball, but it moved away from Santiago. A little cut fastball off the end of the bat.
Benito 16 home runs during the regular season, 2 this postseason. Slider in for a strike. Santiago was bailing on strike 2.
Others would be bailing on this. Whoa.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. The Angels at the top of the 8th will have Salmon, Anderson, and Gloss. They're 3, 4, 5 hitters. Francisco Rodriguez, Frankie, K-Rod, Paco tries to keep the tie. That pitch was hanging a little bit. Santiago fouled it back.
Yeah, it was, and it points up what happens when a pitcher gets below the slider. Rodriguez dropping his arm down, and it causes it just to spin. That might be the worst pitch. You can see how the hand actually dropped underneath that pitch. He got away with one there.
Shallow left field, and Garrett Anderson wants it. Has it. And the Giants go in order in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Francisco Rodriguez, another scoreless inning tucked under his belt. Game 4 is tied 3-3. Tim Worrell is the 3rd Giants pitcher of the night. Solid start by Reeder. 6 innings, 3 runs on 9 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Felix Rodriguez a perfect inning with a strikeout. And now it's Worrell against the heart of the Angels lineup. Ball 1. It'll be Salmon, then Anderson, then Gloss. The numbers that Worrell has put up this postseason. A rough time out, his first effort in the division series in Atlanta. After that, Worrell has done the same type work he did down the stretch for Dusty Baker. A 1-0 pitch.
Worrell climbing the ladder to Salmon.
Salmon a hit tonight. He's also reached on an error. On the inside corner, strike 2.
Most batters that like the ball down, pitchers can get inside of them, on them, much better than high ball hitters. Guys who are low ball hitters have slower bats than high ball hitters.
A 1-2 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Into center field. Lofton back to his left on the run. 1 out.
One of the reasons that the Giants got Kenny Lofton, obviously, for his offense, but defense also. The center fielder who started the season, Shinjo, got excellent jumps on balls. You need a center fielder with speed in this ballpark.
That reaction by Tim Worrell probably similar to the reaction by his older brother Todd, who's watching. Back at home, Tim was there when Todd was pitching for St. Louis in the World Series. At the games in the NLCS back in '85, and then watching on television when the Cardinals met the Royals that year in the World Series. Now the roles are reversed as Tim gets one past Garrett Anderson. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good fastball with late movement.
With 1 out, Anderson hits it to first. Snow will take it. 2 down. Troy Glaus back in the 3rd inning, went deep for a 2-run shot. But Black, his pitching coach.
That was like your BP stroke, wasn't it? Yeah. And that was awesome. That's I hear you. That's a long ways you crushed.
Pitching coach for the Angels, Bud Black, telling Troy Glaus that he crushed that pitch into center field, which he obviously did, and he's been crushing one pitch after another. 7 hits in 16 trips in this World Series with 3 home runs. Ball 1.
Troy 6'6", 240. Really no part of the ballpark is too long for him to hit it out. As much power the other way as to left field.
One ball, 1 strike. 179 players hit fewer than 7 home runs across Major League Baseball this season. Bonds and Glaus have each hit 7 in this postseason. That's foul. And it's 1-2 from Worrell to Troy Glaus. The Giants in the bottom of this 8th will have Snow, Sanders, and Bell. Swing by Glaus.
Boy, he just missed that. Not a bad pitch from Worrell. Outside lane.
As pretty a right-handed swing as there is in the game. Easy into left for Bonds. Still tied. And now down below. Strike 1 on the outside corner from Francisco Rodriguez to JT Snow. 1-1. Rodriguez a perfect 7th inning against Kent, Bonds, and Santiago. Rob Nen getting loose in the Giants bullpen. Should know that the pitcher's spot is due up 4th in this inning. That would be Tim Worrell. Snow lines one into right. The leadoff man is on.
Dusty Baker has the option of pinch running for Snow, a slow runner. The Giants finally with a hit off Francisco Cabrera, or make that Francisco Rodriguez. He had retired 12 in a row at Rodriguez.
Now Reggie Sanders, 1 on, nobody out.
I think you have to bunt here. Play for 1 run.
That gets away from Molina. And Snow down to second with nobody out.
One of the side effects of squaring around is often you can block a catcher's view with the bat. It's going to be a pass ball. Snow going to second base easily. But it's very disconcerting to a catcher to see a bat flashing in front of his eyes when he's trying to catch a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
So a pass ball. And now we'll see what the Giants do with Sanders with a runner at second and nobody out. You've got Sanders up, Bell on deck.
Scott Spezio at first base telling Troy Glaus, if the ball's bunted to me, I could be coming to you. Slow runner on at second.
Foul for strike 1.
It's hard for a slow runner on at second base in a bunt situation because he has to cheat off a lot more than fast runners. With that in mind, if a hitter bunts through the ball, then a catcher could throw behind the runner.
No sacrifice bunts all year for Reggie Sanders. 3-3 game, bottom of the 8th. Runner at second, nobody out. 2 balls and a strike. Play by Spezio. 1 out as Sanders could not get the bunt down.
Oh, remarkable play by Scott Spezio. You saw JT Snow make a great play in game 1, and now his counterpart, fully extended, makes the play, gets up hurriedly to hold Snow to second. Man.
So Sanders doesn't do his job. And the bench reminding Spezio to look at the runner, Snow. He's still at second, 1 out for David Bell. David Bell's dad, Buddy, in the stadium, sitting in the upper deck. Never got a chance to get to the World Series. David's grandfather, Gus, did. with Cincinnati. 3-3 score, bottom of the 8th, and the go-ahead run at second with 1 out. Ground ball, base hit. Here comes Snow. The throw by Erstad. Giants lead. 4-3 in the 8th on a hit by David Bell.
A slow runner, as we said, thought the play was going to be closer at home. Erstad, a good throwing arm. Watch Snow on both knees. He thought there would be contact at the plate.
Now Ramon Martinez pinch hitting for Tim Worrell. Rob Nen getting loose in the bullpen for the Giants, San Francisco's closer. JT was ready to lower his shoulder, and Molina had to move away. Runner at first, 1 out. 4-3 San Francisco in the bottom of the 8th. Trying to even this World Series at 2 games apiece.
Molina thought he'd missed the plate. That's why he went back to tagging. But as you can see, he stepped squarely in the middle of home plate.
And now Bud Black is out to talk to the 20-year-old Francisco Rodriguez, who has taken on a dent here tonight in the 8th inning.
Scott Schoenweis, the left-hander, and Bud Black trying to buy time for Schoenweis to get ready to pitch to Kenny Lofton, the on-deck hitter.
And now Shields, who hasn't appeared this entire postseason in a game, loosens up alongside Schoenweis. Game summary brought to you by John Hancock. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Giants have their first lead of the night. Gloss, a 2-run home run. Bonds has been intentionally passed 3 times tonight. Santiago finally came through with an RBI hit back in the 5th inning. The 3-0, 3-1. The last point on that game summary was the hit by David Bell to break the tie and to break the Francisco Rodriguez spell. One on, one out, 3-1 to Ramon Martinez. Full count.
Dusty Baker with a decision right here whether to send Bell. I don't think you send him here. Chance of a strikeout's too great, and the chances of a ground ball is great. Or against a ground ball is great. I think you hold Bell here.
Runner going, swing and a miss. And the strike him out, throw him out, double play ends the inning. That will do it for the first 8. David Bell in the bottom of the 8th inning delivers the go-ahead RBI. Now it's Rob Nen's turn. We go to the 9th inning. Giants up by 1. Game 4 moves into the 9th inning. Joe Buck and Tim McCarver with you, and it's been one hard throwing reliever after another, and that won't change now with Rob Nen coming in to try and save it.
Nen trying to save it for the Giants, and the Giants have exactly what they want. Nen in the game with a 1-run lead.
They did it against Francisco Rodriguez on a hit by David Bell. And the numbers for Nen this postseason. He's been bothered by a little shoulder stiffness. He's had a tough time getting loose. He had plenty of time to get loose. And he's in to try and save it for Worrell and the Giants. 4-3 in the 9th inning. Spezio first up. Strike 1. Nen has been busy in this postseason. You saw the numbers. 6 saves and 6 chances.
Coincidentally, Nen's strength is Spezio's strength. Nen to be effective, the slider down and in. And that's where Spezio likes it.
Strike 2.
Back Doherty.
Kennedy in the on-deck circle. Left side, David Bell. 1 out.
Another slider away.
Here's Adam Kennedy batting for Benji Gill. A couple of good bats left even after Kennedy on the bench for Mike Scioscia. One of them, Fulmer, coming into the on-deck circle. Kennedy into right field. The tying run is on. Adam Kennedy hops on the first pitch from Nen and lines a single into right to bring Brad Fulmer to the plate. Tomorrow night, Game 5 of this World Series. Will the series be even at 2 games apiece? Or will it be 3-1 Anaheim, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on Fox?
Yeah, Rob Nen wanted to slip ahead of Adam Kennedy with a fastball, and Kennedy, one of the freer swingers on either club. He is not up there to take with another hit.
Now it's Brad Fulmer. The tying run at first and 1 out here in the 9th inning. Fulmer pinch hitting for Molina.
And you have to hold Kennedy on. He's too fast. Big hole on the right side.
That is slashed foul. Strike 1. Percival and Donnelly each getting loose. Wooten in the on-deck circle. Strike 2.
Slider. Over it is Fulmer.
Ground ball might end it. Series is even 2-2. We said early that David Bell won the Willie Mack Award this year from his teammates on the Giants as the most inspiring player to his teammates. He inspires this city with a go-ahead base hit in the bottom of the 8th. We'll come back and wrap up tonight's Game 4 after this. The double play into the glove of Aurelia, out of his right hand and into the glove of JT Snow to even the series at 2-2. Let's go down on the field to Steve Lyons with one of the heroes of the night.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. David Bell with 2 hits tonight. The big one in the 8th off of Frankie Rodriguez. Tell me what you were looking for in that situation.
Just trying to get a pitch over the plate that I could, hit hard. He has great stuff, and he's been doing a great job for him, so just trying to hit the ball hard.
What kind of emotional lift does that give you guys to know that you can get to their bullpen now, especially Rodriguez?
You're right. They've had a lot of success down there, and it means a lot to win this game. So we're back. We evened it up, and we got to just keep playing.
Tell me about the job that Kirk Reeder did for you guys. Finesse pitchers in this postseason have had a tough time because it's harder to expand the zone. What about the job he did?
He did a great job. He kept us in it. They scored a few early, and he's tough. He just kept us right there, and our bullpen did a great job.
Now you tied it up. You got to feel real good about Schmidt going tomorrow night.
Yeah, we have a lot of confidence in him, and this is what it's all about.
David, great job. Congratulations. Nice game. All right, Joe, let's go back to you.
All right, Steve, we said early that David Bell won the Willie Mack Award this year from his teammates on the Giants as the most inspiring player to his teammates. He inspires this city with a go-ahead base hit in the bottom of the 8th. We'll come back and wrap up tonight's Game 4 after this.
Fox Tuesday. That 70s show returns with an all-new hour of big surprises.
I'm pregnant.
Kitty drops a bombshell.
God, no. I mean, Grace.
And when Kelso discovers Hyde and Jackie's secret love,
he's dead.
Lifelong friendships will be tested.
What is wrong with...
The World Series on Fox is presented by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. The final score here tonight, 4-3 San Francisco. Worrell the winner, Francisco Rodriguez the loser. First time he's suffered a loss, and Rob Nen gets his 7th save of this postseason. World Series tied at 2 games apiece. Standing by down on the field, Jeannie Zelasco and Kevin Kennedy.
Yes, Joe, and this just in, Francisco Rodriguez is human. He's now given up 6 hits, and as Joe mentioned, suffers his first loss of the postseason.
Wasn't quite as sharp, but he is human, Jeannie, no question about it. The slider's still sharp at 84, 85, but Snow did get the hit, the first one he's given up in the World Series, and they got a few breaks. Molina the pass ball, a great defensive catcher, that worked out. Sanders had the bunt, and then the base hit by David Bell, some clutch hitting.
And when Kevin Kennedy speaks, the baseball world listens. You've been hammering away for what seems like weeks now in this postseason. Do not give this Angels team a steady diet of fastballs. Finally tonight they make some adjustments.
Especially, Jeannie, in hitters' counts. That's a 2-0 count like Troy Gloss's home run. Why are we throwing fastballs 2-0? Yeah, I know you're trying to go away, but this guy can hit it on any part of the ballpark, and that's exactly why Troy Gloss now has 7 home runs in the postseason. I thought Kurt Reeder and the rest of the Giants staff did a great job adjusting after that. More breaking balls, more off speed. He mixed in some breaking balls behind the count. That's what you have to do. Now, tomorrow night, Schmidt, he's a power guy. So that's a little bit different with him because, as I said in the pregame, you throw 95 to 97. Yeah, you can go up in the zone with that 97 fastball. And that's what we're going to see tomorrow night.
One power guy, by the way, grounded tonight. I don't know if I can go on. No Barry Bonds home run this evening.
You know, when you walk this guy, it's incredible to be walked intentionally with runners at first and third. First and second, whatever the case may be. We're never going to see that again, I believe, in our lifetimes. We're seeing Babe Ruth reincarnated. I talked about it last night. Mike Scioscia paying the ultimate respect to this man. He gets one swing of the bat. It was Rodriguez, and he made it out.
You know what this means? We are all tied up with just one place to go. Game 5 on Fox tomorrow night, Joe.
Jeannie and Kevin, thank you very much. Except for those of you on the West Coast, we ask you to stay tuned for your late local news. For those viewers in the Los Angeles area interested in continuing coverage, turn to your local regional Fox Sports Net affiliate. Well, what happened here tonight? The Anaheim Angels got off to their fast start, but the San Francisco pitching finally slowed down that offense. And then the San Francisco offense finally cracked Francisco Rodriguez with a run in the bottom of the 8th inning to even this World Series at 2 games aside. The coordinating producer of Major League Baseball on Fox and the producer of tonight's game is Michael Weissman. Our director is Bill Webb. The pregame show was produced by Carol Langley McDermott and directed by Jennifer Love. The tape producer, Aaron Stoikov. Our associate director, Larry Lancaster. The broadcast associates are Eric Billigmeyer and Kevin Dresser. Thanks also to Matt Benedict, Craig Marlowe, and the Fox technical staff. As always, our editorial consultant here in the booth is Steve Horn. The coordinating producer of the pregame show, Scott Ackerson, and the opening was produced by Gary Lang. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown, and the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. For more information on tonight's game and for the latest information on Major League Baseball, go to foxsports.com. I need to take a breath, people. We got Game 5 tomorrow night. You've been watching Major League Baseball on Fox. You're home for the 2002 World Series. Good night.